be prepared, because in a moment you are going to have the opportunity in the comment section to estimate what percentage Jewish I am according to a DNA test. So get ready for that. It's going to be one of the most exciting things you do today. But let's lead up to that, because I received a comment this week on a video I made a while back called DNA Test Results. How much Jewish DNA do Jewish Americans have? Our friend Lori Chase left this comment saying, quote, as a 97% Jew, it is really easy to tell how Jewish someone is. Most of the Jews in Hollywood over the age of 40 are 95%, because in the Jewish culture it used to be taboo to marry a goy. So I had responded and asking her, well, what percentage Jewish do I look? And so before I reveal the answer, I want to give you the opportunity to guess in the comments here. Now she's saying that people over the age of 40. Now I'm almost 30 yet. I'm pushing 40, but I'm not quite 40 yet. I've got my 20th high school reunion coming up here in a couple of months. So, based on what you think Jewish people look like, and we've got a lot of Jewish American actors in, pretty much you can barely name a sitcom or a movie without at least one person in there who's not a Jewish American. It's very difficult to find an exception to the rules. They exist. But go ahead. I want to give you this moment. Leave a comment. Just guess. How Jewish am I according to a DNA test would you estimate? Just go ahead. I'm going to give you like 5 seconds to pause this video and guess percentage-wise. Go ahead. And now. Okay, was that about 5 seconds? Okay. All right, thanks for leaving that comment to guess. And now I will proceed with the conversation. I replied to her, or she actually had said to me, she said, I would say 5 to 10%. That's what she's guessing. She says, but my 99.7% Jewish boyfriend thinks you look 100% Jewish. So both she and her boyfriend are, their DNA tests confirm that they are both very Jewish as far as the genetic markers go. That's about as Jewish as you can get as far as a DNA test backing it up. And so she's saying her boyfriend, who shows even a little bit higher on the DNA test for Jewish, thinks I look 100%. She thinks, her boyfriend thinks I even look more Jewish than he actually is. And she's guessing somewhere between 5 and 10%. Well, it turns out she is correct. Now, I will say, when I took my Heritage DNA test, it showed that I was 0% Jewish. But when my mother took her DNA test, it showed that she was 15.2%. So with that being said, if you half that, you're looking at somewhere around 7.5%, which it would be exactly right to say between 5 and 10%. That's exactly right. But it's interesting that a lot of people who actually are Jewish, no matter the religion or not, people who are Jewish continually tell me, you're Jewish because your mother's Jewish. To them, that's all there is to be said. That's all there is to be known. There's no discussion. There's no debate about it. So that's interesting to see that that's how I am perceived by actual people who are Jewish compared to people who are not Jewish. And they're saying, it's no big deal. Who cares that your mom is that? Her test showed that she came from Italy and there's so much mixed DNA going on over there anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal. But a true Jewish person would never say that about me. A true Jewish person says, you belong, you're one of us. And I think that's very interesting because I've always felt that connection to Jewish people. I have always been just drawn to people who are Jewish. I've been fascinated. I always have been. Growing up, I assumed I was Jewish. That's what a connection there was. So it is pretty fascinating in a time when we can take DNA test and then that's verified. And for those of you who are Jewish and kosher, and I've been kosher for well over a decade, strict kosher, it's interesting because when I accidentally ate things that weren't kosher, not realizing they weren't, it caused health problems for me, skin conditions, which led me to become kosher to begin with. But even then, when I would accidentally eat something, my diastrodrotic eczema would break out again. So it's interesting to know that I always felt connected to Jewish people, and my diet is based on kosher law. So I think it's so interesting. So here's the takeaway. The more Jewish you are, the more you accept me as one of your own. If you're not Jewish, I just look like some guy pretending that he's Jewish when really he's not. So, this is an interesting video. Now that you know what you know, take a look at the comments and see what people guessed. But the real answer is, she was right. It'd be somewhere between 5 and 10%, because my mom shows up as 15.2% Sephardic Jewish. So that's the reality of it. But most people who are Jewish say it's not even about a percentage. If it's in your mom's side, you are too. And especially for the fact that you feel connected. And absolutely, I'd almost say the word, I've been obsessed with Jewish people. And I don't think that'd be a stretch to say that. So if you're Jewish and watching this video, I think you're awesome. Okay, comments right here.